Now, while E3 is supposed to be a very exciting time in seeing new games and what the future of gaming and the next year really is going to hold for us, in recent years, it's been feeling more like we're watching movie trailers rather than game trailers. And this is simple. It's just kind of the lack of gameplay. Now, what does that mean for gaming? I can't really say, but I thought it was something interesting that we could talk about. So, I'm Joseph from Team ETSP, and we are Explode Gaming. Let's talk about this. E3 is in full swing, and with that comes announcements all over the place. Big ones, small ones, it doesn't really matter. No matter where you look, you're hearing something about games. Now, although this is a super exciting time, this E3 in particular has got me a little bit worried, and it's not just me. If you go anywhere on the internet, sure, you're going to find a bunch of people hyped about all of the announcements that are coming out, but with that also comes a few questions. And I think the biggest question that everyone is asking, for the most part, is where did all the gameplay go? These press conferences so far have been super fun and filled with games that I think are interesting, games that I'm excited to play, and games in general that I think people do indeed want. However, there is, for some reason, a big lack in actual gameplay. Now, of course, a lot of people are like, well, E3 is for showcasing games that are coming up. You shouldn't have to see gameplay. This is just announcements. However, looking back throughout the years, E3 has always been a place to show the game, yes, but also showcase what the game is going to do. Why do I want this game? But with graphics getting so fantastic and worlds being able to be built, I think studios are kind of forgetting the whole point of what games are. Yes, I love to see these beautiful segments of awesome cinematic action and world building, and that stuff is fantastic, but I need a little extra. And here at E3, you have to use your time wisely. You're going to show me a cinematic, that's awesome, but sell me on the game. Remember, at the end of the day, that's the goal of E3. It's one big advertisement for these companies. If I wanted to see a cinematic trailer, I would probably just watch movie trailers all day. I want to know what the game is going to look like. And if your game isn't ready for that, that's fine. You don't have to go all out. However, it has been very noticeable this year that almost every game we've seen has lacked gameplay. Now again, I don't think it's the biggest problem in the world for a game to be announced with no gameplay. It happens all the time and it always has. Announcements are just that, announcements. However, it's the lack of gameplay that is worrying. It's not like we're talking about a few games here and there that aren't getting gameplay. We're talking about a majority. I'm going to use Halo as an example just because Halo is one of my favorite franchises and probably the franchise I was most hyped to see at E3, and I did. I saw it, just not really. Of course, last year we did see the announcement of Halo Infinite, and it was just kind of showing us what the game was going to look like, the artistic design behind it, maybe how the graphics were going to look, and possibly the slipspace engine, which looked incredible. I loved the aesthetic, I loved the colors, everything seemed to pop, and then boom, this year came, and same thing. It looks good, and don't get me wrong, it got me excited to see the game, but a full year and I'm still waiting to know what the game is actually going to look like. This game is a long ways away. It is coming out winter 2020. That is far. And I absolutely understand that. There's probably not much game there, but anything that they could have shown would have been better than the cool cinematic trailer that they did show. Again, story is important, and I think building that lore is important, especially for a game that's story-driven. However, I just think, again, it is a weird omission to not have gameplay, and Halo isn't the only one that's done that. In an even worse example, sticking with Microsoft, what happened to Gears? Gears 5 was playable at E3. We've seen gameplay of it. Why did they not show gameplay during the press conference? This is such a weird point to bring up, and I feel like I'm in the twilight zone at the fact that this is even a thing. I have no idea how they showed us, 3 cinematic trailers with the new mode, the Terminator, and a little bit of a story segment, and of course some Billie Eilish music, which was honestly pretty fitting. But we didn't see any gameplay. The game is coming out. How soon, future me? Put it up on the screen. And it's not here. We have to do better. Gaming is different from every other medium for multiple reasons, but the main reason is that it is playable. It is an experience that we can live and we can actually experience. And at E3, we're not seeing that. We're not seeing any of that experience. We're seeing things that are predetermined. We're seeing cutscenes. When you look at a game, cutscenes are the only part that you're not actually playing. You're not in control of. And I think that that's a shame that they're only showing us that. I think it's really important for us as consumers to know what we're going to buy. And of course, cutscenes can tell us the story. It can tell us what it's going to look like when, again, it's predetermined how it's going to look. But it's not showing us what we're buying. It's showing us what it could be, the best of what it will be. Gameplay is important, and I don't want to see it taken out of these press conferences. So that's why I felt it was important enough to warrant this kind of conversation, and I do want it to be a conversation. So for everybody watching this video, let me know how upset you are about this, if at all. I'm sure there are people who are like, yeah, that's fine, I don't care, I'm going to be able to play it eventually. But I think the majority of us want gameplay. So again, hit the comments, let me know what you guys are thinking. I feel kind of silly making this video, to be honest, because I really think it's something that we shouldn't even be discussing, but we're here. So give the video a like if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Again, I've been Joseph from Team XP. Thanks for watching. Explode Gaming.